morning, everyone. Welcome to the July 17th, 2025 meeting of the Lewis and Clark County Board of County Commissioners. We always start this off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. I am Candace Payne. I'm the chair of this operation. To my left is Commissioner Tom Rolfe. Good morning.
Good morning, Chair Payne.
To his left is Brandy Spangler, our recording secretary. To my right, Commissioner Andy Hunthausen. Good morning, Andy. The gentleman from the county attorney's office, Nico Hash and Keegan Shea. And our chief executive officer, Mr. Roger Balls. We have a sign-in sheet right there in the other side of that barrier, and also agendas for your benefit and entertainment. Let's start off with the consent action items as described by Chief Balls.
Thank you, Commissioner Payne and commissioners. There are 3 items for you to consider today. Item 2A is vendor claims report for the week ending July 18, 2025. Staff recommends approval, and Marni Bentley is here as usual if you have any questions, commissioners. Item 2B is Memorandum of Understanding between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Stockgrowers Association. Staff recommends approval of that item as well. And item 2C is Memorandum of Understanding between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Wool Growers Association. Staff recommends approval of that item as well. Commissioners, those are all of the consent agenda items for you to consider today. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Is there any questions from the commission?
None.
Seeing none, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, we should have a motion now.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve the consent action items to A, B, and C as explained by Roger Balls.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the consent action item as described by Chief Balls. And let's see, do we have any other questions from the commission? Comments? In that case, let's, all those in favor of approving consent action items to A, B, and C, as described by Roger Balls, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. First action item, 3A, is a grant application to the Bureau of Land Management, and it will be presented by our friend Christian Lehnert. Morning, Christian.
Good morning, Chair Payne. Good morning, commissioners. Presented for your consideration is a grant application for the Bureau of Land Management under funding opportunity number L25AS00298. The purpose of this funding opportunity is to support the reduction and management of noxious weed infestations on BLM administered lands within Lewis and Clark County. Lewis and Clark County is requesting $50,000 in federal funding over a 5-year period with no local match required. The proposed allocation would provide $10,000 annually to support targeted weed control activities, including mapping, treatment, and monitoring, conducted by the county weed district. This funding will enable the county to enhance its ongoing efforts to protect native ecosystems, reduce wildfire risks, and improve rangeland and recreational land health in coordination with the BLM. Staff recommends approval of this grant application and the county's participation in this funding opportunity.
Thank you, Christian. Any questions from the commission? Andy?
I do not. Thank you.
Oh,
I might,
okay.
we have quite a bit of federal land here in the county. In fact, we're coming close to 45% of our total land area is federally owned, but a smaller portion of it is BLM and under the Department of Interior. A larger portion of it is Forest Service and under the Department of Agriculture. So it's for that smaller portion that's under the ownership of the Bureau of Land Management, my understanding.
Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe, yes, this funding is to help mitigate noxious weeds within BLM properties throughout Lewis and Clark County.
Great.
So we don't have it on a specific piece of ground. It's meant for us to work with the BLM and help take care of our troubled areas. We do get a lot of complaints against the BLM. So trying to take these $10,000 annually and try to put it towards our more recreational areas is what our plan is to move forward with.
Thank you.
Similar to that question, so we have BLM land with noxious weed problems. Are the Forest Service lands similarly infected?
Chair Payne, yes, unfortunately, all of us have noxious weed issues, and we do currently have a couple of assistance agreements with the Forest Service currently that we're working on to help mitigate noxious weeds within the Forest Service
Okay,
and the
good.
project areas, yes.
Oh, Department of Agriculture. Do we have an agreement with them?
Chair Payne, the Department of Agriculture does give us $7,500 annually through our county special grant agreement, and we use that to help with education and weed mitigation efforts within Lewis and Clark County.
Is anybody doing any spraying?
Chair Payne, yes, there's quite a bit of noxious weed effort mitigation within Lewis and Clark County.
Good, because it's out there. It's a problem. It's ugly, and I'm glad you're on the job, Christian. Any further comments, Andy? Anything? Is there any public comment? Okay. We should have a motion now.
I'd move to approve the grant application to the Bureau of Land Management as presented by Mr. Lehnert.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this grant application as presented by Christian Lehnert. Is there any further comment? Oop.
Chair Payne,
Is there any, what?
further comment?
Did I already ask? Yeah, I did the public comment. Okay. Commissioner Hunthausen, what is your further comment?
I just wanted to thank you for the good work. It's as described in our discussion here. It's almost overwhelming, and almost no matter how hard we try, there's going to be some places that are challenging. So the challenge is out there, and I think you have job security and your team has job security. Because of the weeds, and this is, as we talked about before the meeting, kind of an exceptional year. But really appreciate the work that you do on county roads and these partnerships, both with when we have opportunity to partner with other local jurisdictions as well as federal jurisdiction or state jurisdictions. Always a good opportunity to try and work together to get some of these done. So just wanted to appreciate your work and your team. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Further comment?
And I'd like to add to that, that staff is doing a great job, but the folks that are on the weed board who volunteer their time to work with representing different areas around the county are pretty darn dedicated folks. They're pretty, I'm impressed as I've met with them, just how hard they work and how they're always out there trying to help you and guide you and support you in what you're doing. So you've got a good team there from the public that are part of your the public input in the big weed board. We thank you for working so well with him.
Good. Well, we've discussed this, and we've got a motion to approve. All those in favor of approving the grant application to the Bureau of Land Management as presented by Christian Lehnert. Signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Kristen.
Chair Payne, thank you. Commissioners, thank you.
Next up, grant application to the Montana Department of Transportation presented by our friend Dan Karlin. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Dan Karlin, County Engineer. Before you today is a letter of request to submit to the Montana Department of Transportation, or MDT, an application for SB Senate Bill 536 grant funds being distributed by MDT. The program has approximately $2 million available on a first-come, first-served basis. This grant, if received, will provide up to the full local match for the recently awarded Augusta Clemens Montana Coal Endowment Program, or MSEP, bridge replacement project in the amount of $793,700. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners authorize the grant application to MDT and the chair to sign the letter of request to accompany the application. And I can answer questions you may have. And you also should see on your screen, hopefully, the location of that bridge. This is southwest of Augusta on the Augusta Clemens Road.
Thank you, Dan. This bridge has been the subject of a lot of discussion at our Augusta meetings. The commissioners have all been up and looked at the bridge and the need for the bridge replacement. I think this is another one of those 1905 bridges, and we've got several of them in the county, and we need to get them fixed. Are there any questions from the rest of the commissioners? Tom, Andy?
Sure. Oh, go ahead.
If I just
And-
thought
I mean-
this isn't high traffic for the public on this bridge, although I think at one time that was one of the main roads going to Augusta from the south end of the county. But anymore, that isn't. But there's a lot of agricultural traffic over there, heavy equipment and having to carry animals and whatnot, and so it's vital for the folks that make a living up there.
Yep. Chair Payne, Commissioners, yes, there's a significant amount of agriculture back there. There's some state land access back there. There's actually more residents back there than I realized when we put the original application together as well. So
Good.
Chair Payne.
Andy?
Mr. Karlin, thanks. Just opportunity to educate a little bit about our process and timeline maybe for folks, how we got to this point, and then a little bit about if all goes the way we hope it goes, when we might see this work on the ground.
sure, Chair Payne, Commissioner Hunthausen. So we submitted a grant application to MSEP a little over a year ago. The
MSEP being,
Montana Coal Endowment Program.
thank you.
Those applications are ranked and scored by the MSEP program, and then they go to the governor's office to kind of rank them, sort them, put them in their budget. Those then go into House Bill, I believe this year was House Bill 7. Don't quote me on that one. And then the legislature considers those. They make some changes on occasion, and then they approve those for the governor's signature for approval to dispense those funds in the grant program. We received that letter late June that we were awarded the grant. Now we are in the process of doing the grant startup conditions, which goes through all the preamble, if you will, of getting that set up. So recently we were notified that there was still money left in SB 536, Senate Bill 536, for matching, for local match on existing grants. So we hurried up and got an application together. So we'd like to submit that as soon as we get this letter from the commission, if they approve it. As far as the bridge itself goes, once we actually have the grant startup conditions met, we'll be able to contract with a consultant to get them on board to actually design the project. Once that's designed, it takes a little while. Our bidding process is about 60 days to get from notice of bid availability to awarding the project and getting them under contract. It usually takes a little while to get beams procured. So it could be a couple years yet before we actually have a bridge on the ground and up and running.
Great, and I appreciate that because just want to, the realistic view of this thing is it's going to take some time to get all the ducks in a row, and this is just one step in the process. But thank you very much. Thank you, Chair Payne.
Dan, this bridge is still open for car traffic, isn't it? Okay, so just not the big agricultural machines that need it. Is that correct?
Chair Payne, commissioners, yes, this bridge is weight restricted. It's got the combination 3-truck sign. So your typical box truck, your Lowe's truck or Home Depot truck, that's posted at 11 tons. The next truck above, I believe, is at 15 tons, and then the double tandem truck is at 18 tons. So it is restricted pretty decently. So the semi that you would be using for like hay or a cattle truck, that's restricted to 15 tons. So that's a pretty significant reduction from their typical load that they can carry, as well as this is a through truss bridge, which restricts the ability to bring a swather through there assembled. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the major issues that we're having out there with that one as well. So the new bridge will not be a truss. It'll be a concrete bulb tee in all likelihood with standard guardrails. So they'll be able to lift their swather head above those guardrails and drive right across. So.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. Any other comments? Is there any public comment? Nope, no public comment. In that case, let's have a motion, gentlemen.
Chair Payne, I move to approve the grant application to the Montana Department of Transportation on the Augusta Clemens Bridge project as explained by Dan Karlin.
Second. Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve this grant application to the Montana Department of Transportation as presented by Mr. Karlin. Is there any further comment from the commission? I think we've about commented this one out. Then let's have a vote on the motion. All those in favor of approving the grant application to the Montana Department of Transportation as presented by Dan Karlin signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda, 3C, contract between Lewis and Clark County and WE Dust Control to be presented by Mr. Kevin Horn. Kevin?
Chair Payne, good morning. Commissioner Rolfe, good morning. Commissioner Hunthausen, good morning and welcome back. For the record, Chair Payne, commissioners, my name is Kevin Horn. Spelling on that is first name Kevin, K-E-V-I-N. Last name is Horn, H-O-R-N-E. The operations manager for Lewis and Clark's Public Works Department. Chair Payne, commissioners, on today's agenda, action item number 3C is entitled A Contract Between Lewis and Clark County and WE Dust Control. In May, Lewis and Clark County Public Works Department solicited written requests for quotes to supply and apply magnesium chloride dust abatement to an 8.1 mile section of Nelson Road and a 2.2 mile section of Upper Beaver Creek Road in 2 applications of 0.25 gallons per square yard. Applications will be scheduled over a 10-day period covering about 2 miles per day. 2 quotes were received that range from 95 cents per gallon to $1.25 per gallon. Funding for this project is through a cooperative agreement with the USDA Forest Service, Lewis and Clark County National Forest, and will be completed no later than October 2025. Staff recommends awarding the contract to WE Dust Control for the unit price of 95 cents per applied gallon for a total estimate not to exceed the amount of $75,000, and we authorize the chair to sign all applicable documents. Happy to answer any questions, Chair Payne and commissioners.
I just have a little clarification. First of all, where's WE Dust Control? Are they a local contractor or are they out of Chicago?
Chair Payne, great question. WE is out of Whitehall.
Okay,
There are 3 contractors that apply this dust suppressant in the immediate area, and they're one of the 3. They're a little bit of ways, but not too far.
okay. And have you worked with them before?
Chair Payne, yes, we have.
And this includes not only they provide the chemical, but also the bodies and the equipment to put it down. Is that correct?
Chair Payne, that is correct. County personnel and county crews will prepare all of the roadbed, and then WE will bring in distributor trucks that have meters on it to apply that 0.25 application rate.
Thank you. Anybody else have questions for Kevin? Tom? Andy? By golly, you baffled and dazzled, Kevin. Good for you. Okay, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion.
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and WE Dust Control as presented by Mr. Horn.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the contract between Lewis and Clark County and WE Dust Control as presented by our operations manager, Kevin Horn. Is there any further comment from the commission? Seeing none, all in favor of approving this contract signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Kevin.
Chair Payne, commissioners, thank you.
Item 3D is board appointments for the City County Parks Board. This will be presented by Mr. Roger Balls.
Thank you, Commissioner Chain and Commissioner Payne and commissioners. Thank you very much.
Are you catching my speech problems?
No. As you already stated, this is item 3D on the agenda. Commissioners, you have the backup memo that Brandy Spangler has provided. The candidate under consideration meets the qualification for consideration of the board. This is the City County Parks Board. This is a 12-member board. The joint position for the school district representative resigned. Mike Higgins applied and was selected by the city in March of 2025. Under action, staff recommends that the commissioners consider the applicant as the joint school district representative to a term that does not expire. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, Roger. Any questions from the commission?
No question.
Andy?
None here.
There being no questions, is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion.
Chair Payne, I would move to approve Mike Higgins for the school district representative position on the City County Parks Board, as explained by Mr. Baltz.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the board appointment to the City County Parks Board of Mike Higgins and as described by Roger Balls. Any further comment? I already did the public comment. We got the commission comments. None.
Just want to thank people who are volunteering for these boards. We have several positions open on different boards, and we'd like to encourage folks to be involved. Take a look at the options on the county website, and we encourage people to fill out one of the applications online or do it manually and mail it in.
Thank you, Tom. I'd also like to comment that one of the county commissioners serves on each of these boards, and that's if you want to have a in-depth discussion with one of the commissioners about a particular issue, this is a great way to do it. I've had the opportunity to work with the weed board with Christian, and so I've become a lot more aware. I think Tom is our designee on that board right now. The other boards, but this is a great way of communicating with your elected officials, and we do better if we are fully informed. Okay, enough of that comment. All in favor of approving the board appointment to the City County Parks Board as described by Roger Ball, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. We have come to the part of our agenda where we ask for public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of the commission that is not on the agenda above. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.